Today we are going to travel through the state of Rhode Island. Rhode Island was the 13th state to join the United States. Rhode Island is the last of the 13 original colonies. It joined the United States on May 29, 1790. You might be wondering, where is Rhode Island? Rhode Island is located in the northeastern United States within the New England region. Its bordering states are Connecticut to the west, Massachusetts to the north and east, and the Atlantic Ocean to its south via Rhode Island Sound and Block Island Sound, and shares a small maritime border with New York, east of Long Island. Fun facts: did you know? Roger Williams established the First Baptist Church in America in 1638. Rhode Island is the smallest state in size in the United States. It covers an area of 1,214 square miles. The first circus in the United States was in Newport in 1774. In 1790, Samuel Slater had the first water-powered cotton mill in Pawtucket. The first traffic light was created in 1678 when authorities banned galloping horses on the local streets of Newport. In 1904, the first speeding ticket was also given in Newport. Rhode Island was home to the first National Lawn Tennis Championship. Rhode Island is the home of the Tennis Hall of Fame. The Flying Horse Carousel is the nation's oldest carousel. It is located in the resort town of Watch Hill. Rhode Island is known for making silverware and fine jewelry. The White House Tavern was built in 1673 and is the oldest operating tavern in the United States. Portsmith is the home to the oldest schoolhouse in the United States. The school was built in 1716. With the help of our trusty travel guide, we had mapped out an itinerary of the things we wanted to do and see. The first stop was to the state capitol that is located in Providence, Rhode Island. Check out their state flag. The state was established on May 29, 1790. That was 234 years ago. Woo! That was a long time ago. While we were in the state capitol, we saw the state seal. We also saw the state quarter on display and were able to purchase some for our collections. Next, we looked at the state motto, which read Hope. We also saw the state nickname, which is the Ocean State, and the state slogan is also Hope. We also read the state origin. The name Colony of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations was adapted in the royal charter granted by King Charles I of England in 1633. Then we looked at the state tartan. The colors of the state tartan are blue, white, yellow, and green. Nice colors. Finally, we looked at the state song of Rhode Island, which is Rhode Island, It's For Me. The song was written by Charlie Hall and the music by Maria Day and was arranged by Catherine Chester and became the official song in 1996. Here is the song sheet for the song. It's a very pretty song. After we left the Capitol building, Dad drove us to Middletown, Rhode Island to see Boyd's 8-vein wind grist mill. It is the only 8-vein smock mill ever built and operated in New England, and one of the very few survivors in the United States. Next, we traveled to Portsmith, Rhode Island to visit the Green Animal Topiary Gardens. The garden has more than 80 topiary animals and other figures. They grow on a 7-acre property. It was a fun place to visit. Our last stop of the day was to visit Cackleshell Farm Museum located in Bristol, Rhode Island. Cackleshell Farm Museum is a living history museum located on 48 acres of pristine farmland. They create the daily experience of tenant farmers on a salt marsh farm through live interpretations, historic structures, heirloom plants, and heritage breed animals. It was a very educational experience. While we were there, we also saw the state bird, the Rhode Island red chickens, pictured as a hen and a rooster. We also saw a field of estate flowers, violets. They are a beautiful purple flower and my favorite color as well. We saw plenty of the state trees, the red maple. Since our visit was in the fall, we saw their beautiful red colors. During our visit, we learned that the state soil is Narragansett soil. The farmers of Rhode Island grow a variety of different crops that include potatoes and pumpkins. We also learned that the state rock is Cumberlandite and the state mineral is Bowenite. We got to see both of those on display. They were both very pretty. The farm also grew some of the state fruit, the Rhode Island greening apple. We were able to purchase a sack full of the fruit for us to eat on our trip. They were very tasty. Before we left the farm museum, my brother discovered the state insect, the American burying beetle. They are fascinating little creatures. The next day, our family visited the Portuguese Discovery Monument located in Newport, Rhode Island. The Portuguese Discovery Monument is a tribute to the Portuguese navigators of the golden age of maritime exploration, which spanned from the early 1400s to the late 1500s. While we were still in Newport, we also visited Fort Adams State Park. The fort was an active post during the Civil War, the Indian Wars, the Mexican War, the Spanish-American War, and the two World Wars. It was in World War II that it played perhaps the most active role. We next visited Settlers Rock. It is located on the northern end of Block Island. There you'll find the granite marker on a pretty spot of land between Satcham Pond and Cow Cove at the end of Corn Neck Road. The monument lists the names of the island's original English settlers and marks the spot where they first landed in 1661 with their cows swimming to shore. The next place on our itinerary was to visit Herreshoff Marine Museum located in Bristol, Rhode Island. The museum is dedicated to the history of Herreshoff Manufacturing Company, yachting, and the America's Cup. It was very interesting to learn how yachts were made, to learn their history, and to see some up close. We next drove to Alexandria, Rhode Island to visit the tall ship Providence. What a magnificent ship! The tall ship Providence serves as a floating classroom and educates visitors on the role that the Continental Navy played in the American Revolution. It also showcases Alexandria's history as a port city. We were able to take a sunset cruise around the port that evening. It was an awesome experience. The following day, we visited the Massachusetts Point National Wildlife Refuge, located in Newport, Rhode Island. We took a guided tour and saw many different species of wildlife. There were many scenic viewing areas to see the ocean, the shore, and tour the surrounding island. While we were at the Wildlife Refuge, we happened to see the state mammal, a harbor seal. It was so exciting to see it up close and in person. We learned from our tour guide that the state fish is the striped bass. We also were able to find many of the state seashells, the quahog clamshells. We next went in search of lunch after leaving the Wildlife Refuge and ate at a seafood restaurant. We dined on striped bass and tried the state appetizer, calamari, and drank some of the state beverage, coffee milk. All of it was delicious. The next stop on our itinerary was to visit the State American Folk Art, which is at the Crescent Park Louvre Carousel located in Riverside, Rhode Island. It was a hand-carved carousel built in 1895 by Charles I.D. Louvre. The carousel has over 60 animals. We love riding the carousel ride. It was beautifully made and so much fun. Then we traveled to visit the Slater Mill, which is an historic water-powered textile mill located on the banks of Blackstone River in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It was so interesting. We enjoyed the guided tour led by a National Park Ranger. Our final stop of the day was to visit the Canonshet Memorial. It is located in Narragansett, Rhode Island. The monument is a 6,000-pound monument that remembers Canonshet as a courageous and honorable chief who survived the atrocities of displacement and genocide, all while fighting to protect his tribe. The last day of our visit, we traveled to see the Rhode Island Irish Famine Memorial located in Providence, Rhode Island. The purpose of the memorial was to pay tribute to the 1.5 million Irish people who left Ireland during the Great Famine and those who came to the United States, and to give recognition to the famine survivors. Dad then took us to see the Cogswell Tower located in Central Falls, Rhode Island. The Cogswell Tower is located in Jinks Park, which is the city park. The tower was a gift from Carolyn Cogswell. The tower stands 18 feet tall and has been a symbol to the city of Central Falls since its construction. We then traveled to visit a state landmark called God's Little Acre. It is a colonial African burial ground. It holds the remains of more than 1,000 residents of African heritage who died around the time it was established in 1705 through 1990. It is a beautiful and quiet place. Our last stop of our trip was to visit the Swamp Meadow Covered Bridge. It was built to honor Rhode Island's 350th birthday. It serves as a reminder of the past and the present coming together. We had a great time on our trip to Rhode Island, and we are already planning to visit again one day. If you get a chance to visit Rhode Island, I hope you will do so, because they are a great state that has a lot to offer. Until then, goodbye! Thank you for learning with me today. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. We hope you'll join us again soon for another lesson on Wonder of Learning. Until then, bye-bye!